Hello, everybody, and welcome to Nerd Buckets. I am Alex,
I am Corbin.
and today we're going to be talking about the Metroid series and our hopes for the future.
Oh boy, yippee.
Yes, so Metroid is one of my favorite games. I especially love Metroid. Super Metroid is by far my favorite. Corbin knows a bit more about the Metroid series than me. I like the gameplay. He's deep into the lore. Isn't that right?
Yeah, I believe so. I think so.
Yeah, so I've been a Nintendo fan my entire life. So Metroid is just another thing on top of that that I'm excited for. And one of my favorite standouts of the Metroid series is the bosses. They have such unique bosses, and it's really interesting to see their character design and their kind of mechanics and how unique they are compared to other games and other
Franchises.
other franchises and other games in the genre. And Metroid started the genre. It started the Metroidvania. So
Oh yeah, it really took things in for a spin, especially with its amazing twist ending. At the time, was very revolutionary. And very kind of, it was different, and it was awesome. So.
Yeah.
But, just took a sip of water.
Yeah.
Yes, so let's talk about Metroid.
Yeah, so I think Metroid is just such a unique idea. It's alien-esque. If you've seen the movie Alien.
Yeah, it's got a lot of alien elements in it.
Yeah. But it still has its own identity. It's still it doesn't feel like a generic space shooter like other games tend to be.
Yeah. So let's just give a little synopsis of a little bit of the games, because we want to circle around to our main point here is to get around to Prime 4 and our little hopes for it. But before we get to that, we were thinking about talking about just a retrospect some of the games and kind of go over, what we think of it, how we would rank it, and that sort of thing.
Yes, so let's start at the very beginning with the first Metroid game.
It's a very good place to start.
On the NES. Now, I played this game for a little while. I have to admit, I haven't played it to its conclusion. I haven't played it a whole bunch, because it's really hard.
I haven't either.
Yeah, it's a really hard game, but I think I've beaten the first Ridley boss in the game.
Yeah.
So I do like the NES one. The problem is I like other entries better. Like, I respect it because it started the franchise. But it needs a map. It desperately needs a map.
You.
Because I get lost even when there's a map. I get lost even when there is a map. So, taking that away is kind of really hard. It's really hard.
Yeah, oh my gosh. I cannot begin to tell you that I've been starting a quest to complete every single Metroid game. And I pretty much have, I mean, it's every single, 2D side-scroller one.
Except Dread.
Except Dread, yes, because I don't have a Switch. Oh, no. But, anyway... Well, I do actually. You know what I do now?
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Oh,
But my brother. It was technically my brother's, but Anyway, so yeah, I for the most part I've played every single side-scrolling one, and I've been trying to get my mission to complete at least the 8 to 16-bit ones, and that first game, man, it keeps beating me down. I mean, what it lacks in the map and everything, it definitely has in its beautiful, vibrant colors. The way it looks is an awesome-looking side-scroller, but it's just, you die instantly. The health is insanely, unreasonable.
Yeah.
You just touch a monster twice, and you find yourself in the death zone pretty quick.
And pickups, power-ups are few and far between. When you
very
find
scarce.
Them, yeah, very scarce. They are. I will admit, they're very rewarding when you actually find one, and that's one of the things I like about the original Metroid. But in my opinion, other Metroid games have executed the formula better and with more interesting hooks to them.
Yeah.
So I would say Metroid is for the NES is a pretty good game, but
Still haven't completed it.
yeah, I still haven't completed
Me neither.
it.
Yeah.
I do need to finish the game.
I will try, but like I don't know how much I can take of like endlessly jumping up and up and up and up and then falling down after getting hit by something.
See, I gotta add it to my backlog with my other 500 games I haven't completed.
Unfinished, yeah.
That's not an exaggeration. I legit have 500 games I have not completed that I own. So
nice.
yeah,
that's cool. Well, at least you have something to do or think about
for the rest of my life,
and then keep you have something to keep you awake at night.
Yeah. Anyway, so the second entry of the series.
Oh yeah.
What's it called? Samus Returns.
Yeah, Return of Samus. I don't know.
Samus.
Batman Return.
Yeah. The Game Boy one. I will admit I haven't played this one as much as the NES one. Not because it's bad, and if anything, I think it's better than the NES one. But I just haven't had a lot of time to sink into this one compared to other Metroid games.
But yeah, exactly. And I've had this issue when I was a child, because we had a Game Boy Advance SP just from a family friend. And so I that's how I got into the series, is by playing these games. And he had the original, Game Boy, and that's what it was for. It was for the Game Boy. It was the Return of Samus on there. And he had that, and he had Fusion, and of course Zero Mission. And so when I started playing Metroid 2, it was so difficult for me when I played it. And I was just like, I never picked it up after that in like the longest time. And then all of a sudden, I had like a very negative view of it for the longest time. And so I decided, you know what, I'm going to pick this up again. I'm going to try again. I'm going to see how this game plays out. And I enjoyed myself. And it's way more structured than the first game.
Oh yeah, by far.
The way the acid works is that there'll be a pool of acid that fills a cave, and that you can't get inside and descend further into the cave. And so once you defeat a boss or a few bosses, the acid will lower, you get to go into that cave, and so it has a more structure and guided play. It doesn't have a map necessarily, but it doesn't really need one, so it's very linear way of playing.
It's very linear, because it's on the Game Boy.
Yeah, exactly.
If you do pick this game up, I recommend using color, because playing without color is a hassle.
Yeah. Yeah, playing without color, it's hard to distinguish certain things from other things, and it just gets a little annoying. But overall, it was a game I never thought I was going to be able to complete, and then I completed it. I was very proud of myself, because I was like,
you finished it?
Yeah, I did. I got past the Queen and everything, and this is this is the second part in the Samus story and everything, but the whole ordeal. But it was really fun. I found myself, I actually liked it, and I actually wanted to beat it. And it took me a few tries to beat the Queen, but I eventually...
Yeah, I will admit, the Game Boy games as a whole haven't really interested me that much.
Nah, at least the original, especially the original one, it's very blocky.
The only Game Boy game I played religiously was, believe it or not, Wario Land. I think
nice.
Wario Land 3, where there was a genie and stuff.
Yeah.
I beat that game, and it was really good. Anyway, that's off topic.
Well, I think I think the best of the Game Boy comes out of Advance, though.
Advance.
16-bit.
Yes.
16-bit.
And speaking of 16-bit,
oh yeah,
our next game, the next game we're going to be talking about is Super Metroid. This is by far my favorite.
Yep.
I have to admit, I have not beaten a single Metroid game. So when I say this is by far my favorite, I mean by what I played. I'm still trying to beat it on my current file. I think I beat Kraid. I beat Ridley. I'm just beating I'm on the plant monster now.
Oh yeah,
So yeah, that's
Spore
really
Spawn.
I know you've beaten it countless times.
Well, no, actually once.
Once? Oh, I thought you beat it more than once. Did you not?
I played it more than once, but I haven't beaten it more than once. I played it as a kid, and it was a little too difficult. and that was when my dad was playing it at the time, and so he got to the final level, and I was able to mess around with Mother Brain and whatnot. Oh yeah, but it is an S tier. It is my
S tier.
Absolute favorite.
This was one of my favorite games as a kid, because like this was one of the first games I played that felt cinematic. It felt like it had a story. It didn't feel like I was just shooting monsters. It felt like I was shooting monsters with a purpose. It gave meaning to the video game. It wasn't just like the story was so strong, even if it wasn't even that much present in the game.
It was the most present at the time. The story was the most present it has ever been in any of the games. It was like, you know, it had the opening cutscenes, it had the lettering, and it was very like moody, atmospheric, and the soundtrack just hits it.
Soundtrack slaps.
It can be down on ambience to a freaking bop.
Yes.
Yeah, like
in 2 seconds flat.
Yeah, I know. It goes like from Criteria, like and then it goes straight to Brinstar, which sounds like an absolute like beautiful like jungle synth pop. If I can put it into a way to describe
Brinstar is my favorite location in any of the games.
The overgrowth, it is very beautiful. It's got those crabs.
Yeah. Man, all the 16-bit Metroids I played, which, 2. There's 2. But, like, every Metroid game I played, there's always some joy to have.
Yeah, there's a new, experience to it. I think one of my favorite parts about Super Metroid, I could keep going on about Super Metroid.
Super Metroid is my favorite by far.
Yeah, is the bosses. I love the bosses. And it's actually a purpose to destroy them, because, I mean, it was in the original game, too. Like, you had to get rid of Kraid and Ridley in order to get past the gate, to get to Mother Brain. This one, it was a bit more complicated, and the way the boss fights played out, it was, like, different every time.
Yeah.
Like, with Ridley, you know, he's jumping around. With the Chozio guards, they were the statues. They were walking around. They were one's flying, one's walking. But with Spore Spawn, he's like kind of on this pivot thing, and he's just going around and round and round. Like, there's like a lot of I don't know how to describe it in a way, but it's
the lore be crazy.
The lore be crazy, yeah. Like just Spore Spawn.
Speaking of crazy lore, Metroid Fusion, man. Metroid Fusion be crazy.
Yo, yeah.
I've got to say Metroid Fusion, the other one we will talk about, Metroid Dread, and Super are my 3 favorite Metroid games.
Yeah, oh yeah. And I feel like Metroid
2D anyway.
Fusion gets a lot of hate. I mean, there's some...
Fusion gets a lot of hate, and I don't understand that, because it is innovative, it is awesome.
But the complaints were the fact that I know that the complaints were the fact that it was very, very linear. Like, it's very guided, you know, you have to go to this sector and this sector, so it doesn't feel...
Honestly, I kind of need a linear...
Yeah, but,
like,
sometimes...
I know Metroid's about non-linearity, but,
Well, it is about it, and then it's not at the same time.
Yeah, like, I like linear to some extent. That's why I like Dread and Fusion.
Yeah, Fusion is so good.
Yeah.
I mean, the linear, it helps. It
helps,
it's not, to me, since I'm going to be biased because the fact that I grew up with this game, I grew up with Fusion, and I beat it, no, I never actually beat it when I was younger, and then I beat it countless times more recently, because it is easier now because of the linearity.
Yeah.
But, there was one boss that was just so angry, but I was like, we're gonna talk about childhood trauma. Like it was funny because I got stuck on this one boss. It was like that robotic spider. I don't know.
Oh yeah.
And I couldn't kill him, and I was like, but whatever. But anyway.
Yeah.
But Fusion has a lot to offer, including Nightmare.
Robot Ridley.
And yeah.
Meta Ridley.
Well, that's actually.
Is that not?
No, I think that's
Fusion?
That's Zero Mission.
That's Zero Mission? I
Yeah.
thought that was Fusion.
No, that's actually.
I get
Zero
the two
Mission.
together.
Yeah, well, they're very similar.
Yeah. Are you throwing up?
I think our dog is.
Yeah. Give us one moment. We'll be right back.
All right, we will be right back. All right, we are right back. So back on to Fusion. So yes, Fusion definitely has a lot to offer. There's a lot of amazing bosses. Even though it's linearity and simplicity, it introduces a lot of amazing concepts, amazing storyline, including and characters, including the SAX, which honestly it scared a lot of kids.
Yeah, I think that's really cool about Metroid is that they scare children.
Yeah, I know. Especially like.
I'm just saying, a little bit of being scared is pretty fun as a child.
Oh my goodness, it gets the heart going every single
Yeah.
time you're at when you're at confrontation with the SAX. You're in a quiet room, and if you get caught, you get chased, and it like the ambience of the Fusion is brilliant.
Yes, the ambiance of Fusion is amazing, and I love how they lean into the fear aspects of the games, and they really do in the other one.
The other one, the one that
Yes.
comes next.
The one that comes next.
Metroid Prime Pinball. No,
Metroid Pinball.
no, Metroid Prime.
Metroid Prime.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Metroid Prime
Yes.
turned some tables in its time. And the funny thing about it was, I think it was released pretty much the same time as Fusion. There was like a whole advertisement that Fusion and Prime were out kind of at the same time. I remember it. I don't know. I have the GameCube.
I have the remaster.
Disc.
The remaster would be crazy.
Oh my
it's
gosh.
so
yes.
beautiful.
It is really,
I don't
really
understand how they made a Switch game that beautiful.
Yeah.
It's like Breath of the Wild.
good. Yeah. it's kind of funny because it's like I played Prime as a kid.
Yeah.
So like Metroid Prime Remastered is what I remembered Prime looking like when I was a kid.
It's just there's so much.
It's funny
like,
how much different it is, but like I thought, it looks the same to me. I don't know.
Yeah, and I definitely think Metroid Prime. Metroid Prime is Halo for Nintendo people, and I am down for that.
Yes, it was very interesting to see Nintendo make a first-person shooter.
And I think Metroid is like the best series to do a first-person shooter on. Cause
Yeah.
imagine if they did a FPS with like a new IP before they did like. I guess that's what Splatoon is, but
Yeah. But Splatoon isn't first person.
yeah, it's third person. So
Yeah.
I'm still right. Haha.
Yeah, so most Nintendo games, they're usually like third person. This one is first. I mean, and it'd just be so hilarious though. You play a Mario game, you load it in thinking it's third person. You see his like white glove just sticking in front of the screen on the right hand side.
That would be hilarious.
It'd just be like, what is going on?
Yahoo!
But it just made sense for Metroid, I think. Even though like they did try to do a 3D side scroller with Other M, it just made more sense if you to translate the 3D to do that.
I'm gonna be honest, I haven't played The Room.
You don't want to.
Yeah, I've heard bad things about Other M, but I mean, Other M can't be that bad. Is it that bad?
It's been a while since I played it, so I can't give an honest
Okay. 'Cause
reaction. But I remember it not being great.
I remember you telling me it was, though.
It was not good.
It was not? Oh.
No, I didn't.
I might have been your brother.
I didn't say it was good. My SI didn't say it was good either.
Oh.
Yeah.
Then I'm just wrong.
Yeah, it's just run.
But
No, it's good.
Metroid Prime is really cool. I'm lost in it.
Yeah, it's easy to get lost, especially if you're on the
This is a
never-ending
recurring
fetch quests.
theme. Yeah, this is a recurring theme with these games. Is that they all require backtracking, and I suck at
Oh,
backtracking.
I hate backtracking.
I understand why we backtrack.
Yeah.
And I think it adds to the game, but it also takes away from the game.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I haven't played Metroid Prime in a long time because I have to backtrack.
Yeah.
I procrastinate backtracking, and that's what hurts.
Yes,
a game for me anyway.
Well, because like as soon as you're making the steps, and I saw a video on it, and it's explained everything perfectly. As soon as you're making the steps towards the climax, they're like, you know what? Fetch quest.
Go back over over there. Oh,
Yeah.
you're about to reach. No, go.
There's a power up over here. Yeah, and you have
Go
to
get me a crunch wrap. Okay, go
Yeah.
get me a beefy 5-layer burrito.
Sometimes
from Taco Bell.
it'll be that bad to where it'll like, you'll get to like one end of the map and they're like, you know what, go all the way to the very beginning
I
because
hate
now
it when games do that.
yeah, because they give you this ability that now you have to, and then there's some that like play with your memory, like literally they give you an ability that it can break open a door or bust open a wall that like. But you found that out like when you first started the game, and so you kind of forget about it.
Yeah. And
so you don't get that hidden item that you need.
Yeah, and I definitely think backtracking helps the game. Like it adds to it, but only in certain instances. Like in Super Metroid, it adds to the game completely. The backtracking was so well done there that it didn't feel tedious like other games did. At least as tedious. 'Cause backtracking's always tedious, but it's not like sometimes it can be fun tedious. You're like, I have to do this again instead of this again.
Yeah.
You know? Backtracking can be okay as long as it doesn't hinder the fun. Which is like what a game is supposed to be.
Yeah, fun.
It's
called
fun,
a game.
It's not a game.
It's a game. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a game. And that's why, backtracking it can be a good thing. Like, if your world and environment is, like, engaging, aesthetically beautiful, and you're like, oh my gosh, I didn't spend enough time in this area, and then you have to backtrack to that area, and you're like, yes, I get to see this thing again. And yes, it's really cool. And it was easier with Super Metroid, any kind of side-scroller, because of the fact that, well, you can have a better sense of what your environment is. You're not looking for the point of view of Samus. You're looking around Samus.
Yeah, and I think the visor in Metroid Prime really added to the immersion.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I know, like, when I first picked up Metroid Prime, I had no idea what it was. Like, I knew it was a first-person shooter, but I didn't really know the extent of what that meant. So when I first put on the visor, I literally just put it on. I literally was just scanning random things.
Yeah.
I didn't shoot anything. I was just scanning everything. I wanted to know every little bit of the world they built. And it's just so cool that they have little biographies for every little plant, every little creature in the game.
It's attention to detail.
It's so unique, you know?
Yeah, it's very detailed, and
yeah.
It rewards the player in a way to kind of have the logbook and to help things. And sometimes it can get a little annoying, I guess, to somebody.
Oh, I disagree.
Well, I mean, to some people are like, oh, I have to scan everything, even though it's like not necessary. But sometimes I agree with you that the scanning is like it's actually like a very, very detailed part, but as well as the other it's crucial to gameplay. And it's not useless, and as well as the other visors. Yeah. I forget, like, there's the X-ray visor, and there's the thermal visor. Oh, you haven't got to that?
I haven't beaten the game, so I only have the first visor. No, well... I didn't know there were other visors.
there is an X-ray visor in Super Metroid.
Oh, Super Metroid? Oh, yeah. I'm stupid. I thought you were still talking about Prime.
No, I'm talking... Yeah, definitely. No, just kidding. Yeah, no, there's an X-ray visor in Super Metroid and stuff like that. But anyway, the visors, yes, the visor adds a lot more to the world, and the fact that they have a literal bio for every single creature, which is a lot of creatures.
That is crazy.
And a plant.
Yeah.
It means that they really worked their tails off for this one, and I think that's brilliant.
And I definitely like Metroid Prime a lot. I think right now, my favorite game... I know I said Super Metroid is my favorite game, and it is, but my second favorite is Dread.
Oh, yeah.
Let's be honest, because Dread is a masterclass in, like...
Absolutely beautiful.
It's beautiful. Like, not as beautiful as Prime. I don't know how they made Prime that beautiful on the Switch.
Oh, yeah.
But, it's, like... It's so smooth to play.
And then actually, it's a side-scroller that's 3D done, right?
Like, and it leaned into the fear.
Unlike other M.
Unlike other M. Yeah. No, it leaned into the fear though, and like, it kind of felt like a creepypasta without being as immature as a creepypasta. Well, I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah,
but...
well, it makes sense like in the term like if you think back to Fusion, it's literally like a straight sequel to Fusion. Mm-hmm. It's Metroid 5. And
the Emmys are so cool.
yeah, exactly.
I cannot get over the Emmys. They're so cool, and
I won one for a television script one. No, it's a different Emmy. I'm just kidding. Haha, funny, huh?
Haha, funny, y'all.
Emmys are really, really cool. It's the same, like, SAX stalker vibe.
Yeah. And the sounds when they stab you is just so cool.
Yeah, crisp.
I don't know why I did that.
Crisp sounds. Nah.
Crisp. Yeah, the sound design in that game,
Mm-hmm.
you can hear the crispiness. You can crunch that crispiness.
Yeah.
That crispiness is crunchy.
You like noises.
Yeah. I'm starting to, like, my only thing that I'm confused about is the lore of Metroid. I know that in Metroid Dread, there was, like, this disease. What
That's the X parasite.
That's the X parasite.
That's from Fusion. Yeah.
So I know Samus got hurt by the X parasite, and she was about to die, but
her suit got removed.
Her suit got removed, and apparently there were more in Dread.
Yeah. Well, I guess I haven't. Honestly, like, I'm not entirely sure about the story of Dread. Yeah, it is connected very much so with the X parasite. They found another one. Was it?
Yeah. So they thought they eradicated the X parasite, and then I believe I could be entirely wrong because I haven't played Dread in a long time. But I believe they figured out that the X parasite may be living on this other world.
On this other planet. Well,
on this other planet.
It's still alive.
So they're trying to eradicate it.
Yeah. Once again.
And then you find the Emmys and, like, all them, and they're trying to stab you, and it's terrifying.
Yeah. They all look like Portal, like a Portal variant of robot.
And I guess that leads into the big question: how are the current Metroid games gonna lead to Prime 4?
I know, but we didn't talk about 2 and 3.
Oh yeah, we didn't talk about 2. I'm lost on 2 or 3.
I haven't really played.
I haven't played 2 or 3.
I haven't played 3. I played 2 for a little bit, and then I kind of lost interest. But it was just different. It's like 2. It has, like,
I've heard 2 is the best.
It's a really good one. Yeah, it's really, really good. It's been a long time since I played 2. It's a really good one, from what I remember. I remember, though, it didn't feel as big as, like, the first one.
Yes, and I know it was definitely smaller.
3 though, I heard it was, like, it's linear. It's, once again, it's got linearity. It's got, like, a lot of story driven, which was weird, because, like, the other 2 were like, oh, there's no characters, and now there's, like, bunches of, like, side characters in the third one that have literal speaking roles.
Yeah, and I believe half of them die.
Yeah, half of them become evil or die.
So it's like, why bring in a bunch of these random space people that... Yeah. That's the other thing.
Random space people.
I have a question for you, because I'm not a big Metroid lore enthusiast. Is Prime and the 2D games connected? Are those connected, or...
I think so.
Think so? Okay, because I've heard 2 different theories. I've heard
there's, like, theories of how they're connected. It's like the way that people have found ways to actually connect them with that make logical sense. Where the Prime trilogy comes place in terms of chronological order, I forgot.
Yeah.
I think, but it's a puzzle to me in terms of, like, the Chozo moving from Z-Base to Talon 4. Like, that's actually a thing that they did. They just packed their suitcase, and now they're on a different planet. That's why there's more ruins of Chozo somehow on a different planet. So, yeah, in terms of that canon, I'm not entirely sure about that. I remember I saw a video on it, and I was like, that's interesting, and then I, like, completely forgot immediately what it was. But anyway, I do know, though, that the Prime stuff is really, really heavy on the phase-on. Like, it's a phase-on based thing.
And that's the thing. I don't really know how 4 is gonna go. Because, like, how is 4 still not out yet?
Yeah, I know. It's been teased since,
it's been, like, 5 years.
2018, yeah.
No, 2017.
Oh.
Yeah. Wait, not more than 5 years. 7.
Yeah, 6 years.
6 years. I can count.
I can count. Word.
It's been 6 years since this announcement. We have had no other trailers.
No.
No other gameplay. All we know is that it exists. I
There's
know
a demo of it somewhere. I mean,
I don't know.
I guess. I don't know. Like they have to have some kind of programmed
Mm-hmm.
demo or something, or 3D renders at least. You know, to tease it, because you can't tease something if it doesn't exist.
Yeah. And my question is it finished or
Was Dread supposed to be Prime 4?
no? Dread is not Prime 4.
Yeah, I figured.
I think my thing is I have a theory that Metroid Prime is finished. They're just waiting for the next console.
Yeah, maybe so.
I don't think Metroid Prime 4 is a system seller, though. That's the one problem with that theory. Is that I don't think everyone's going to be like, oh no, the new Metroid game's out, I'm going to buy that game. Or I'm going to buy that console. No. If anything, Mario Bros. Wonder will do that.
Yeah, exactly. That's one that's going to, kind of bring them in on that sort of thing.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. It would be funny to, like, brainstorm what Nintendo's next very innovative way of playing games would be.
Oh my gosh.
The next dot.
That's for another time.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. It's just be like, Metroid Prime for the Nintendo. I don't know. Some Nintendo that's like, it's got a weird idea. But yeah. Anyway, yeah. Prime 4 is a very elusive character in this story. It is. I mean, it was hyped up, super hyped up.
Super much.
And then it was just like, oh, it doesn't exist.
It's been dead silence.
Yeah, it's been very dead silence.
I'm still super excited for it.
Yeah,
but
and it's funny.
I'm not sure for other people because, like, I feel like once they finally announce it again, some people will be like, "Oh my gosh, yes, I know I will," but other people will be like, "Okay, fine, whatever,
Okay.
hype is past."
Yeah, I do feel like I haven't seen
So their
a lot
marketing
of
team needs to
Metroid
get
fans.
on it.
Yeah, it's just,
People
yeah.
need to play Metroid Prime 4.
Maybe it's like what was it? That one game, Starfield, where they're
Oh
like,
my gosh, Starfield.
we've been in development for 9 years. It's gonna be the best game that ever existed. After you have this game, you can't go back to the other games, or else you'll go insane because of how imperfect they are. Like that sort of thing.
Starfield is a bunch of poop. Yeah.
And then Metroid comes out, and like you have to like pay like tax for red light. I don't.
Imagine if Nintendo just turned into EA and they're like Battle Pass for Prime 4.
Battle Pass for Prime 4. and it's just no.
You have to pay for the power ups in Metroid.
It's Prime Infinite, or it's
Metroid Prime Infinite.
Prime Warzone.
Free to play live service.
Yeah, Prime Royale.
Actually,
But it would be so dumb because like it's the only skin is Samus.
I would be mad, but I'd play that.
It would be so dumb.
Like Federation Force.
Federation Force.
Federation Force 2.
We forgot about Federation Force.
Newsflash: they scrapped Prime 4 and they're making Federation Force 2.
That's what I want. That's what I want.
That's what everyone wants.
I want everybody on that project. I want it on them stat.
Immediately.
It's EA Sports, Steam, and Valve. It's like all the other friggin' companies just combined efforts to make Federation Force 2. Oh man, I forgot that there was another Prime game for the DS.
There was?
Yeah, I forgot what it was called though.
Federation Force, right?
No.
It's just Federation Force.
No, hold on.
There's another one?
Mm-hmm. And it's like the most overlooked Metroid game of all time.
Are you talking about pinball?
Oh, there was a Metroid 2 remake for the DS, for the 3DS.
No.
Yeah, there was.
Oh, well, yeah, Return of Samus.
Yeah, Return of Samus.
Are you talking about DSi or...
That was the 3DS, but I'm talking about a different one before that. That was a Prime one. Prime Hunters.
Prime Hunters? What? That
this
exists?
One is very overlooked. This is for... No, just kidding. It was for the DSi. This one is very, very overlooked. And we actually had it. It was a real...
That game's crazy.
It was a real game.
We're looking at photos of it
like
right now.
Prime for the DS. That's exactly what it was.
Wow.
I don't remember it a lot.
I remember. I do vaguely remember. I remember you had to use instead of using like dual stick, they had to move the stylus to look around, and that was so janky.
It was janky. Yeah, the controls were like very awkward.
Yeah.
I do have like an image that I'm pulling up right now, just for the viewers at home. Well, they can't see it, but for the viewers at home that don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
But the graphics were like PlayStation 3, 2.
No, not even PlayStation. That is like 64.
64, yeah. It is like similar to that, but it was something. I remembered it was actually pretty good. It was a while ago, so like I literally it's like a very vague memory.
I must have not gotten very many copies sold.
I just remember a lot of triangle doors.
Yeah.
The doors were triangle, and I thought that was weird because they're like hexagonal or circular. But they had a lot of interesting looking character designs and everything. And it's a very overlooked Metroid game.
Huh.
I recommend Hunters to those who like need a DS game that's a first person shooter.
Besides Call of Duty on the DS.
Call of Duty on the DS. We have Call of Duty at home.
Call of Duty at home. No, but you learn something new every day, man.
I know, it's weird. Like, Prime Hunters is never talked about. They're always talking about Federation Force, but they never be talking about Prime Hunters, which concerns me. The best one, though.
Wasn't there another Metroid game besides Samus Returns for 3DS?
Yeah, Metroid Prime Pinball.
No, that's not the one I'm talking about. Oh my gosh. I remember Pinball. I didn't play it, but
It's funny how we remember Federation Force and Pinball better.
We remember Pinball more than Hunters.
Yeah.
There was another Metroid game.
Which one?
It was on the 3DS, wasn't it?
Which one?
Just search Metroid 3DS.
Yeah.
We're searching stuff.
We're looking at it.
It's just going to show...
Our memories are failing us. We're getting old.
Federation Force.
Samus Returns.
I thought there was one more. Was there not one more?
Well, there was this one fan game that was actually pretty
good. It's a fan game. There's
an AM2R, which is another Metroid AM2R, 2 remake. Yeah. Let me get it to it. Anyway, AM2R was another Metroid 2 remake. I remember played AM2R. I played a little bit of it. It's actually really, really good. It took up a lot of space. I don't know why I stopped playing it for 2 seconds. I picked it up and then put it down because I guess I had a lot of stuff to do at the time.
Yeah.
It was a long time ago, so I was like, I've seen the gameplay like videos, and oh my gosh, like it's good. He's good.
He's very good.
Yeah.
I definitely like just the Metroid franchise as a whole. I feel like
it's unique.
Does a lot of things right, and it's very unique. And the character design. Nintendo's character design with almost anything they do is spectacular.
Yeah.
Besides a few Legend of Zelda fairies, I'm looking at you.
Yeah.
The great fairies.
Yeah, we're looking right at
what the heck are you?
What in the world are you? Yeah.
The world.
But Nintendo was like, when it came to these designs though, especially for I'm looking at the Super Metroid ones especially.
Super Metroid is by far my favorite bosses.
Yeah, the bosses are beautiful, and they're all like the pivotal kinds that like unlock the secret to Mother Brain. Oh yeah, the Mother Brain fight.
I just unlocked a memory.
Oh yeah, what?
Nintendo Land's Metroid campaign.
Oh.
It is obscure. Look it up. Okay. Nintendo Land, if you don't remember, was for the Wii U.
Oh.
Yes. And the Metroid game there, I hate to admit, that was my first Metroid game. Was Metroid Blast.
I think I saw
at
it.
Nintendo Land.
Oh yeah, it's like that weird
It was so good though.
Battle.
I played the entire thing. I beat everything. I was on the starship. I didn't play as the. It was so cool because you got to fly in the starship. Oh my gosh, that's Ridley T-posing. That's beautiful.
Yeah, all like the weird boss designs that are like robots.
But-
They're kind of cool.
Yeah, this is how I got introduced to Metroid.
I like the ships. Yeah, you could like boss battle in the ships, which was
I
really
really,
awesome.
that's what I hope for Metroid Prime 4,
that'd
is
be
that
so
you can
cool
fly the
To
starship.
get like a Star Fox segment of
Yes.
like where it's like you're flying in space and you're gunning down.
Like, imagine Everspace, where you can actually travel through planets in real time through your spaceship, or Starlink, for that matter.
or Starfield.
Or, no, forget about Starfield. Starfield's stupid. No one likes Starfield.
Forget about it.
Forget about it.
Yeah, maybe.
No,
Yeah,
but
forget about it.
the Nintendo Land campaign for Metroid was just so good, and it's so, like, I love Nintendo Land, man.
Yeah. 80s.
Yeah. We haven't even talked about Zero Mission.
Yeah, we have. Oh,
Well, we
gosh.
did a little bit, but
Well, yeah, but like, yeah, it would be really, really, really neat if like there was like the Lego Star Wars games. If you've ever played the Lego Star Wars games, where there's the segments where you're in the ships and you actually get to gun down a bunch of like different like enemies. That'd be
there's a
super cool.
Yeah.
To have this is like a Lego Ideas campaign. But anyway,
That'd be cool.
It'd be super cool to have like a spaceship flying segment. That'd be super awesome.
Bro, Nintendo Land was cool because, like, you could, like, make your own Mii and make that into, like, I turned Samus into, I think, Baldy from Baldi's Basics.
Nice.
It was just so stupid and so awesome at the same time.
Yeah, the customization.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I think if you were in charge of Nintendo and you could choose 3 things that were in Metroid Prime 4, what would you choose?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I would first choose, of course, like what we were talking about, the whole spaceship scene.
Yes,
the whole spaceship gameplay, yeah.
Yes.
It would be cool to travel, interplanetary travel, that sort of thing. But it'd be cool to add a little bit to, like, not just, like, find a way to bridge. I mean, there is a way to bridge the gap. I'm sure they probably already done it and I just forgot. Find a way to, like, bridge a nice gap between the Prime games and the original series, as well as bridging the gap between Phazon and the Metroids, like having like a weird relation to Phazon to the Metroids, but not making it to where it's like so dumb like some other franchises did.
Yeah.
In terms of gameplay though, yeah, definitely the ship thing. Definitely I would like to have like a game where it's like the original Metroids, but once again,
would love if it
3D.
went- Yeah, I would love... Sorry.
No, it's okay. If you descend into a cave that has multiple like elemental structures, like you go down and it's like a cave, and then you go down, it's like there's a jungle underneath the ground, and you keep going down, and
So kind of like Pikmin 2?
yeah, kind of like Pikmin, kind of like Super Metroid, where it's just that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Just Metroid Prime 4 should be, I don't know, it'd be interesting if they like found a way to connect it with Zebes. I know that Zebes is probably dead by this point, but I'd love to see like a 3D Zebes, like in terms of that's the setting of the original games. That's the planet
Yeah.
of the original games and Super Metroid. So yeah, that's
Yeah, it'd be cool. Time travel.
immerse. Oh yeah, time travel.
That could work, cause like, I mean, it's sci-fi, you can basically make anything you want as long as it's in space. Boom.
They should have like a weird Lovecraftian creature that's like the final boss in the recent Kirby game.
Siren Head.
Yeah, sorry. Well,
Wait, no.
The final boss in the Kirby game, like the Supreme Being one.
Oh, are you talking about Forgotten Land?
Yeah, Forgotten Land. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I was trying to say. Like, it would be cool to have like that kind of thing.
In Metroid?
Yeah,
Oh, I'd be down for that.
it'd be cool,
honestly.
like, cause like the Chozo lore and the fact that it'd be interesting to learn about like the Chozo religion and like if it's tied to an actual being that's the bestower of the armor of that Samus has.
Yeah.
Like, cause Samus's power armor is from her Chozo like adopted parents.
She had adopted parents from the Chozo?
Yeah,
What?
yeah. Oh yeah, I didn't tell you about that.
I need to know more about this.
She was adopted by bird people.
Dang.
That's how she got her
Yeah.
power armor.
I think if I were in charge of Nintendo and I was able to add something to Metroid Prime 4, I would definitely interplanetary travel. That is by far very needed. And I think another thing I would do is, it's kind of Other M-esque, but I would do what Mario Odyssey did, where they like have 2D sections and 3D sections.
No, yeah, I wouldn't be opposed to that. Yeah, the gameplay in Other M
Just don't do it like Other M did.
Yeah, don't do it like that, the weird way that they did it.
Yeah. And then, of course, I would definitely some new creatures, obviously.
Yeah.
That's a guarantee. And bring Kraid. Kraid Kraid is in Dread.
Yeah, oh,
but
it's beautiful.
I want like a new form of Kraid.
Yeah, well, it'd be cool.
Not just a classic Kraid boss fight, but like a Kraid, like.
More stages. I don't know.
Yeah, more stages of Kraid. Like, do a Meta Ridley.
Meta Kraid.
Sort of, yeah, do a Meta Kraid.
Kraid Borg.
Yeah, Kraid Borg. Make Kraid into, like, a giant bear. I don't know. Do something with Kraid, because Kraid is one of my favorite bosses.
Yeah, Kraid, oh my gosh. Yeah, that'd be really, really interesting to do something like that. Oh, it'd be cool if they return to form, because I noticed that they have veered off this design choice, but if they get back to the form of, like, H.R. Giger and, like, Lovecraftian designed creatures.
Oh, I love those.
Like the way of, like, they're just so insanely, like, biomechanical looking. Like, Mother Brain was one of the best parts of the Super Metroid, because you fought Mother Brain like usual, you know, the head's in the tank explodes, the head falls down, you think she's dead, and all of a sudden, boom, it has a whole entire body.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, like, do surprises like that, and the way the design, once again, Mother Brain is very H.R. Geiger, it's biomechanical, it's beautiful, it's that sort of thing. So, yeah, that more designs like that, more boss fights that are surprising like that. Let's see. There was actually for Prime 3 or something, or the original Prime game, I forgot, they had Kraid planned.
They had what?
They had Kraid planned. Or at least I don't know if it's a rumor or a leak, but they said this is what Prime's Kraid was going to look like. Like this.
Oh.
It was interesting.
Oh yeah, I think I've seen that. Is that
Yeah,
was that not in Prime?
I've seen this image kind of hanging around. No, it wasn't in Prime.
Dang, I think Kraid is like one of the coolest.
Kraid's got
They definitely need to put him in Dread, or not Dread. They need to put him in
Prime 4.
Prime 4. Yeah.
Kraid's got this weird helmet. I don't know what this is. I've just seen this. It's like a leaked photo, like of a Kraid they had planned, I guess. I don't know, but it's funny because he's like wearing this weird medieval helmet.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's eye holes or bolts. It's interesting. It's different. It's different. It looks like a spider, but it's. But anyway, I was very pleasantly surprised that Kraid was back in Dread. But yes, it was like pretty much the same battle we got in 3D, which is nice. Oh yeah, I forgot. There's also the Smash Bros. Kraid.
Oh my gosh, Smash Bros. Kraid.
Which had weird the floppy things were standing up and it just looked weird. Like Smash Melee, I think.
Imagine if they made Kraid.
Smash Melee Kraid.
Imagine if they did a Ridley with Kraid. Like they just sized him
Kraid
down.
Oh yeah.
And put him in Smash.
Yeah,
you cannot size down Kraid.
Kraid's
If you
big.
size down Kraid, then what's the point?
Yeah, what the Kraid is like absolutely intimidatingly huge.
Yeah.
So
he's Gigantamasaurus.
Like, they were kind of pushing it, but Ridley was still a good size for that.
Yeah.
I think that worked very well. And since Ridley's iconography, I guess that makes sense. Somebody did some nice little art here, which looks very nice. But anyway, anyway.
Yeah.
We forgot about something.
What did we forget about?
Zero Mission.
Zero Mission? Oh, we said, Zero Mission. I don't really have anything about to say about Zero Mission.
It's a real good remake.
It's a remake?
Yeah, it's a remake of the first game.
Oh, I'm not smart.
No, it's okay. It's a very, very it takes a lot of liberties being a remake of the first game, but it adds the Chozo lore that was needed. Because the first game was just a game. That was when games were just games. That's what they were.
Yeah.
And then plot twist, all that sort of thing. But there's plots now in games, so
yeah.
It now, like with Zero Mission, it has a lot more new bosses to offer. Very fun. Very easy.
Yeah.
It was super easy for me. I beat it like that. That's the one that had Meta Ridley in it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it introduced Meta Ridley, which was super cool. Because it's like after you kill Ridley, do you really kill Ridley?
I don't know. I think Ridley's in Dread, if I remember correctly.
I don't think Ridley's in Dread, or maybe Meta Ridley's in Dread, but
I think that might be a spoiler. But anyway,
I don't know. But
Yeah.
Ridley like dying and then coming back, and I don't know how
they just keep bringing him back because he's Ridley.
I always come back, says Ridley. But yeah. Ridley X makes sense. I think it was really smart to do Ridley X. Like, we can still have Ridley in this game, but he's natural Ridley, but he isn't because he's an X parasite. Like, they had him in Metroid Fusion, so that was cool. Yeah.
I don't know any of this lore. This is all new to me.
Well,
I need to research this lore, man. This is interesting
Metroid
stuff.
Fusion was all about the X parasite, and that's how how Dread is a direct sequel to Metroid Fusion. And so everything is infected in Fusion. I don't think anything's real. Even those cute little animals that you bring on the ship with you, which is probably the cause of the second game.
Oh, dang.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think that's all the time we have for this episode. Thank you guys so much for listening in.
Thank you for listening to our crazy, endless dreidel about game theory, I guess, or what's coming up in the next games or whatnot.
Yes.
I hope some of this stuff that we talked about shows up. I don't expect it to. It is what it is, but
yes, we would love to hear your feedback on this.
Yes, definitely in the comments.
So in the comments below. This has been Nerd Bucket.
Yep.
Make sure to subscribe if you want to hear more psychotic rants from me and Corbin.
Exactly.
Yeah. And we will see you in the next episode.
Yes.
Goodbye.
Thank you for listening. Goodbye.
Yeah.